Happy Friday! Welcome to Oil Drip Chats. My name's Julie Johnston, and I'm going to be joined here any second with my business partner and friend Linda Pickenpaul. And today we are talking about boosting your immune system again, but we are talking about food, how food can boost your immune system, and it also could, if you're choosing the wrong food, it could be what is causing you to catch colds and viruses this winter. So hang in here as I get Linda up here. She's ready to come on. Hey, Linda.
Hi.
So I told them that we're going to talk about food today,
Okay.
and how the wrong choices could be what's causing you to catch all the colds and flu and all the viruses that everybody's sharing right now.
Right. Yes. I often remember what we learned on Symphony of the Cells, that if there is a problem, it probably stems from your stomach, from that area. And so what we put in really does make a difference. And I was actually, I don't know, a week or so ago looking for an oil for a certain a certain ailment that was, and one of the things I thought it had digestin, and I'm thinking, digestin for that issue? But if everything stems from your digestive system, then, and if it may come out in a colds, or it may come out in flu, or whatever it comes out in, then I guess it stands to reason that what we put in nutrition wise really does make a difference.
Right. I agree. And I don't know, I think it might be harder for some people to stick to a menu or a selection of food depending on what their family is like. So with you, it's you and Merle most nights that you have to worry about, so that's easier. With me, sometimes it's 5 people, and sometimes it's just the 4 of us. So trying to provide food that's healthy, but also something that everybody will eat is sometimes a challenge.
Right.
So I know the post that went up talked a lot about trying to find whole foods that we could eat this time of year, vegetables and fruits that would help naturally boost our immune system. And even, I think it even said in that, I don't know if it was in the post or if there was a link to it, but even said if you can't find anything that's fresh, the next thing might be something that's in a can that you could use, that you could eat. Like we had the other night when you stopped by, we had just had Italian sausage in with farfalle noodles, and in it you make your own paste, your own sauce, I guess, using crushed tomatoes, and then you have some other things that you mix in with it. But I could get them to eat that, but if I made other vegetables on this side, they wouldn't have eaten that. So there's certain things I know I can get in and get them to eat, but not always. Yeah. So it's a challenge for real.
Oh yeah, it is a big challenge. Yes, definitely. Merle and I actually this past year have started, cooking in different ways, and so we discovered a recipe for cauliflower fried rice, chicken fried rice, and which most of our grandkids really like rice, and they will eat that. But this, I don't know that you can really tell the difference, and you really can't tell it's cauliflower. But when you do it just like you would do fried rice, by starting with scrambling an egg, and then you put in your vegetables and sauteing them, and I usually have frozen chicken pieces. So then I'm not having, that saves time. And then you toss in the chicken and you add, maybe some soy sauce that has low sodium, and then you add the cauliflower rice, and it's all in there, and it makes almost a one dish meal if you add a salad, and really it is really quite filling and satisfying taste wise.
Yeah.
So you're getting a lot more vegetables, and depending on what vegetables your kids will eat, you could put in mushrooms, you could put in asparagus, you could put in peppers, whatever you can disguise, I guess.
Right,
So,
exactly.
but, yeah.
My family, for me, my kids will eat fresh vegetables more than they will cooked ones. So I normally pack something in their lunch that they can eat. They either get a vegetable or they get fruit at lunchtime. So they always have that. So I try, but
yeah. Yeah.
yes. So, and another great option too, if it's hard for you or for your kids to get those vegetables or the fruit, is also the protein shakes, the protein powders that we have. We've got the fiber one and we've got the protein ones, but it's a great way to get your veggies as well that way.
Definitely.
Yeah. And if you do them enough, you'll figure out which way your kids like to eat them too. So mine are all very specific on the ways that they like their smoothies.
Yes. Yes. I just had a chocolate protein shake for lunch with raspberries in it, and very filling and very enjoyable. So.
Yeah, it's a great way to do it.
Yeah. And when we were doing this, I actually was researching, what are the nutrients, and if we're saying nutrient dense foods and diet, what are they? And I thought, there's carbohydrates, there's fats, there's proteins, there's all of these things that are really important to your body. And I know that doctors will tell you that if you're eating a healthy diet, you don't need additional vitamins, and you don't need additional supplements. But well, for the most of part, none of us are quite there yet, and not 100% of the time. And so having our lifelong vitality, which includes all of the cellular complex, that includes all of what we would call the vitamins and the omegas, is really important. But there were just some simple things that, well, I don't know about you, but our grill is, our garage is attached, so we still grill a lot all winter long. And so we will just raise the garage door, put the grill right to the end there, and so we grill all winter long. And when I was looking up nutrient dense and good foods, that some of the foods that are best and have the most nutrients, and because not all foods are equal, one of them is salmon. And we grill salmon almost year round, and I watch for it. Like yesterday at the grocery store, there was some that was 25% off, and so I grab a piece. So for $6, Merle and I can have a nice, probably, and some left over. And I thought, oh, that is one of the best foods. They were saying that because, of the omegas in it, and because it's just really beneficial for that, that the composition of the fatty omegas and the fatty acids. So I was like, okay, that's great. We will just keep grilling it, and I found a couple of secrets of how to make it really good, and really tender and not dry. You can actually, for while you're getting the grill heated up, you can actually just put it in salt water for just a few minutes, and then drain it and pat it dry, and brush it with a little bit of olive oil, and season it however you choose. And it is just, it's like, okay, that is melt in your mouth. I will,
Oh, really?
I will take it every time. So,
Oh, wow.
so it was, but I thought that is a great one if you like salmon.
Yeah.
I mean, I really do. And but there were other things, that you can do instead of white rice, brown rice.
Mm-hmm.
And you think, well, I wouldn't like that. Well, you train yourself to do some things.
Right.
Yep.
Sometimes your tastes are just geared towards one way, but if you start over time changing, your body will also change its taste. And it's kind of like, we've talked a lot about pulling sugar out of our diets. And when you do that, I think it will over time change to where, I think you've even said in some of the past videos that sometimes you bite into a sweet and it's just too much now that you've not been eating it as much.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
My neighbor gave us this huge box of Cheryl's cookies, and the frosted ones. Just cookies, and so we have this gift basket on the porch for the delivery people this year, and so they are getting lots of Cheryl's cookies. Because one goes a long way, and that kind of thing. But and talking about sugary, some people, well, in fact, I heard or read something about, I don't know, maybe it was Laura King had said something about she used to eat a lot of sugary cereals, and I thought, well, I just never had them in my house, so then then you don't have them. Yeah. But Merle and I have discovered, in place of a sugary cereal, there is a baked oatmeal, and you can put in it, and it's great. I made it this week with peaches on top, and it is just, we both like it really well. And I've tried it with blueberries, I've tried it with apples, and I think I even put zucchini in it one time, and you couldn't tell, but it, in place of cereal. So if I make a pan, an 8-inch pan is what most recipes call for, well, that will last us 3 days. So,
oh, wow.
Because you can warm it up again, and it's just really good. So I think you have to discover the kinds of things that change your diet and your lifestyle a bit, but are nutrient rich, still satisfying, and still enjoyable.
Right. Yes, true. You remember how we were talking about fasting a couple videos ago? Well, I was watching something this week about fasting, and this lady, she's a nurse, and she does kind of like deep dives into health questions, but also related to our oils. So she answers a lot of questions like, what should I use for this? And so she'll explain, she just goes really deep. Like, she combines Western medicine with the oils. So she goes, well, this is what's going on here, and this is why you use this, and then she pulls them together. So she loves both sides. So she's not just like, one side or the other. But she was saying that if you do a 3-day fast, your body, after you've been sick, so we're talking about boosting your immune system, if you do a 3-day fast after you've been sick, your body will replace all of its white blood cells with new ones, which the white blood cells are what boost your immune system. I didn't know that.
Hmm.
So I thought, wow, that's a really good reason to try it.
How did she define that 3-day fast?
It was one where she does talk about fast a lot in her group. It's a big thing that she believes in, but she does talk about during a fast, you can have a certain amount of calories, like under 50. It's a very small amount. But yeah, it was not intermittent. It was a 3-day non-eating fast. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
But you could take the MetaPower. That's only like 10 calories, 10 or 20 calories, she said.
Mm-hmm.
So you could do like, if you wanted to break it up and do it twice a day, that'd be like 10 calories in the morning and 10 in the evening, but it still qualifies. So yeah, that was very interesting. I didn't know that was a factor when it came to that.
But I suppose since your body is fasting, then it is working to defend your body systems in a way that it would make new white blood cells. Just it would regenerate them because it needs them.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, it was very, very neat. I thought, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I could do 3 days. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, that's another thing. If you guys are thinking about fasting, that it can do that too. So I don't know if in an intermittent fast and if it still has the benefit of, creating those white blood cells, but maybe not at the speed of 3 days. But I'm sure there's still some benefit there to boosting your immune system. So it's very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope everybody is staying healthy and consider your food that you are consuming when it comes to this time of year. There's a lot of sugar that we are faced with. So neighbors will be bringing it to you and
little doses.
Yes, right. Yep. All right. Well, everybody stay well, and we'll be back again with more tips next week.